So let's start with, you use the word mating a lot, and you say that sex is only one part of mating. So what does mating encapsulate?
Well, mating is the reason I use the term when I started studying it is because it encompasses much more than sex. So the topics that I've studied include what qualities do people desire in mates, what tactics do people use to attract mates, what are the sources of conflict within relationships, how do people keep mates or guard mates, how do people get rid of bad mates. And so there's a long series of actions, strategies, and behaviors that just the term sex doesn't do the trick. And so in fact, most of what I've studied is not sexual behavior per se, but everything around it. And as a sexually reproducing species, this is, of course, critically important. I mean, the selection of a mate is probably the single most important decision a human can make in their entire lives. It is the process by which we transmit our genes to future generations. And so if we were asexual, like some species are, life would be a lot simpler. But we are a sexually reproducing species, and so all those other things around sex, leading up to sex and in the aftermath of sex, are critical.
But not only that it is critical, because of our organs or our mechanism of reproduction is vastly different. Women tend to be, for example, and we have many research that confirm this, much more selective than men, because a mistake, a woman or a female mistake in choosing the right mate will cost her much more than an error in male choosing his female partner. So it is very different how we treat each part of this tango. Yes.
Yes, I would qualify that though by saying that is especially true with short-term sex, casual sex, or hookups. In long-term mating, the critical thing has to do with the amount of investment a man and a woman devote to produce a single child. And the minimum case for a woman is that 9 months of pregnancy. Minimum case for men is 1 act of sex. Okay, but men typically do a lot more than the minimum. And so in long-term mating, both sexes are very, very selective about who they mate with, because men's devotion of time, energy, resources, and so forth are just as valuable. And so men are very, very choosy when it comes to long-term mates, and women are as well. But when it comes to short-term casual sex, women maintain high standards. Men
this is so important, because we always get these Tinder statistics when men hit yes, I like 47% of the time, and women only 12%. And you say yes, but bear in mind, many men use or utilize Tinder as a base for finding a one-night stand. And if Tinder would have been another app for long-term relationship, men would be as selective as women. Am I right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. And
that's to stress this difference.
Yes, I think that distinction between short-term mating and long-term mating is absolutely critical, because what you want in a mate shifts according to that temporal dimension. The tactics you use to attract mates differs, and exactly as you said, Tinder is primarily a hookup dating app. So there are other apps like Bumble, for example, or eHarmony, or that are more oriented toward long-term mating.
Wow, that was great. I would love to see you join our great channels community. Come, check it out.